Morning, guys. Mark Ferrassi, Protect Dog Training, and Roca. Roca, come on. Lobo, quiet. So we're kind of letting Roca take the primary now because he's good, moving up in his ability. Nope, still doesn't have the ability to stay there yet. Good. The duration marker's not lasting too long, but we've got the dropping it on the ground where he understands he's supposed to get it now, remember? At the beginning, he wanted to follow that hand every time. And now he's starting to understand that I'm going to drop it on the ground. Nope, he doesn't stay there too long. Good. We're just trying to, good. Trying to grow the dog, right? Dang it. Good. That's why you want him back. See, he keeps kicking the food right off the table. And this ain't going to get it because now the nose is going to go to that. Kusha. Good. Good. They're hungry this morning. I didn't feed them yet. Usually I feed them when they come right out of the box. Good. He wants to push my hand back, so we're going to try to get him back farther on the table. Good. Good. Nope. Nope. I'm trying to get him to stay there for even a tenth of a second. He didn't want to do it. But remember, our progression basically is now he's not following the hand. So he understands the food's going to go down on the table. Good. That's the first step. Good. Now we got to get a good time level, which almost starts almost immediately, and then we stretch it, right? And his attention span's not much. Being hungry probably doesn't help. We'll load the clicker, and then we're going to start into our explosion release. Yep. Good. His back end awareness is not as good as Dante's, so we're going to try to start getting him to a point where he starts to understand he's got to step with the spatial pressure, right? Good. Good. And notice our click treats almost immediately. There's no pause in there yet. We haven't got to that concept yet. It's all about conveying the thought to the dog. The concepts you're trying to get across to him, right? And at first it starts with a click, means food. And it's almost immediate at first, and then I can stretch that later. Good. Notice I waited. I gave him my cue, and I waited. And right as soon as he steps, he gets it. So let's try to do the same thing the other way. He's not going to be as strong one way or the other. Good boy, good. Notice the attention span lapse right there. Yep. So we're going to go back in the drive. Good, yep. Good boy. Good, yep. Good boy, good. All right, good. Mess around with this. Patterns of 2s and 3s. 1, 2, 3, right? Everything's always the same. Hinge on the same thing. We're building on patterns. And if you do that, the dog starts to learn because everything in his life is going to be based on patterns, no matter what you're doing. No matter what sport you're doing, if it's ring sport, if it's schutzen, if it's whatever it is, there's always a pattern involved. And that's what the dog's learning. And once he understands that there's a pattern involved, he's going to start looking to see what it is that you want based on a pattern. He's going to learn faster, and he's going to learn to learn, right? Good. Good. Everything's a pattern. Good. And that's why I say patterns of 2s and 3s. Good. Good, Roca. Good boy, Roca. Yep. Good boy. Yay. There's a pattern, right? Same thing. We'll come back to pushing the rear end with spatial pressure. And Roca's a little more intelligent as far as having less drive that allows him to be a thinker. There's the difference between Dante and him. Dante's acting out of total pure instinct and genetics. He's got that too, but he's a tendency to worry about the world. So in other words, his mind is more open to being aware of things that are coming at him, to have more of a worried state of mind based on having less drive. That's why Malinois are so good for a lot of things, because drive carries them through. Their brain doesn't even engage the difference between that and a German Shepherd, right? German Shepherd's a lot more intelligent in that certain ways. That intelligence gets in the way of what we want them to do. Dogs don't physically go after man. They don't put themselves through this. We train them to do it. That's why you have to give so much credit to the military dogs, because they're putting themselves in harm's way without even realizing that they're doing it, because we're conditioning the animal to do a job for us, right? If they had the intelligence that we do and could think processes, have a thought process, do you think they would put themselves in harm's way like that? They'd say, hell no. They'd look at it and say, I'm going to get myself killed if I go in there. But drive carries them through, right? That's what it's all about. And now we're harnessing the drives of the animal to do a job that we want to have done. Yep, good boy, good. Patterns and routine, there we go, good. Good, so he's starting to catch up to Dante, where Dante was at in the beginning, good. Now he's slouching, his rear end is over, so I'm going to start trying to convey the thought that I want him to stay in that position. Good, nope. Good, good, there you go. Good boy, good boy. Right when I say good and I'm scratching the rear end, I'm starting to let go of the food. Yep, so we'll keep working on that. If you notice Dante has a pretty good down with that nice Sphinx down, where he's in that nice position you want, nice and straight. The reason is I started at a very young age him doing this. Even at 11 weeks of age, he was understanding, or not really understanding, he was doing it without understanding, right? You did it so young that, yep, come on, let's try this again. Watch, he's going to go into a down position. Good boy, good, yeah. And he's going to slouch. Good. He's not now, but we're going to find it. And as soon as he does, my finger's going to kind of put pressure on the back end, making it uncomfortable. And there's a positive and negative. Right when he falls over, I'm going to put my finger there. Good. And I'm going to try to catch the positive association. Good. He's already doing it. Good. So I'm going to load in a positive. It's all about pebbles in the bucket, guys. Hup. Come on. Hot dogs that are on the ground. There's a hot dog right here. The wind is coming from the opposite direction. Good. I like what I see here, though. He's finally starting to catch up to where I had him, Dante at. Good. We're going through the same struggles. Now, I've had some comments privately, some people saying my videos are getting boring. Good. It's because I'm doing the same thing again and again. But remember, thousands of hours, guys. This stuff doesn't happen without a lot of work. Doing the same thing, repetition upon repetition. And every dog's very similar to a certain extent. Good, there you go. Positive, right? Good, right when he's down in the right position. Good, I'm loading it by praising in a straight line. Good, and feeding him in a straight line. And that'll give me the ability to do the negative. Positive and negative. One side is one thing, one side is the other. It's an exact opposite. Negative, poking him in the rear end. Positive when he does the right thing. Good. Nope, nope, there he is. He's slouching. I'm putting my fingers till it becomes uncomfortable. Nope, and I'm not going to let him have it. I'm going to say, nope, he's not getting it until he does. I'll come back to it. Good, and there's my positive. He wasn't in a down position. The more I do it, pretty soon he'll be just like Dante. Dante's pretty consistent with doing that Sphinx down. Good. Meaning in that nice straight posture, right? Because I'm doing it when they're so young. Good. Then it'll catch on. Remember what I said. When they're this age, they're the most receptive than any other age to a lot of different things, right? Good. Rocco. Good boy, Rocco. Yep. Good boy, good. Dog's name, preparatory to a command, which is in this case, we're teaching him the concept by using the explosion loose. Rocco. Good, Rocco, nope. Good, good. Rocco, yep, good boy, good. Good, Rocco, yep. Good, yep, up. Good boy, that's my boy. Good, right away to the positive. Down in a straight line, that's what I want, good. And pebbles in the bucket, as many positives as I can get as possible, and then the opposite would be the poke in the ribs. And it's not enough to hurt him, it's just enough to make it uncomfortable, right? Good. be like kind of stepping on your toe. And you put a little pressure on that toe. How long is it going to take you to say, damn it, and pull your feet out, right? Spatial pressure, trying to get him to come up. Yeah, good boy, good. And conveying the thought if he does the right idea, then I'm going to give him that positive. I'll pick this up off the ground and get rid of it. I like that tree because I can throw it into there, and I know it's going to dry up like a prune. Rocco, good boy, ready to break. Rocco. Get it, yay! Oh, if he doesn't hit my camera, good boy, Rocco. Come, hey, good boy, Rocco. Rocco. Oh, get it. Good boy, Rocco. Come on, let's go. Come on, Rocco. Come on, Rocco. Come on, Rocco. Rocco. Oh, good girl. Get it. Which one to go? All right, Mark Farashi, Protect Dog Training with Rocco. Signing off.